Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Flop Squad.
The Flop Squad.
And today we got a special guest with us.
Yes, we do.
We got a special edition of the Flop Squad.
Yes.
And I want to introduce to you my friend, an inspiration to me, one of the funniest guys I know, literally in the game, but also one of the most genuine, one of the most valued, principled individuals I've ever met in the sector that he's in. But I'm going to stop before his head gets too big.
Yep.
Because it's none other than Nabil Albulrashid.
Hi.
We say
I'm good.
Welcome.
Good. Yeah.
you're actually our first guest on this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
you are the
oh.
first.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Okay. Yeah, the next one after this has to be good now because you can't you have to.
Yeah, well, exactly. We started on a high. We've got to find the next big thing. Lenny Henry.
I'm not even gonna say.
Not gonna say nothing. He's like, don't test me.
He's like,
Yeah.
she's doing that. But nah, it's honestly
Yeah.
great to have you on. But so the thing is with this podcast is that me and Nadia talk about just everyday things, right? And I think the thing is people don't talk enough about just the reality of how we navigate life, the things we experience. But the interesting thing for you is that you have remained the person that I met years ago, performing in a basement with 50 different people in that room. Do you know what I mean? Cracking jokes, cussing the very people in front of you that paid a ticket to come see you. Do you know what I mean? But you've remained that guy. You've remained just Nabil. I've never seen you as oh, Nabil, he's a big shot now. I can't talk to him. I can't hit him up, right? You remain that person. And I think actually a lot of people struggle with that. And I thought actually we've never really gone into it. We've never spoken about how did you navigate that? How did you, even figure out okay, you know what? I'm being catapulted into a huge position from the grind and where I started to where you are today. Because you are a big name.
How
You're a
do you
household
maintain
name,
the
more or less.
real?
Yeah, you know what? I don't see myself as anything, and it's weird, right? Because obviously I'm not gonna pretend I don't know that there's a huge change in my life and certain aspects of my life have changed tremendously, but the same way I've had highs, I've had lows. I've fallen hard, I've made mistakes, I've been in horrible positions in life as well, and in those situations I was still me. So I kind of, obviously my faith, alhamdulillah, I'm a proud Muslim. My faith plays a strong role in how I perceive myself, and I think what I've learned is that no condition is permanent except death. So, there's no point, there's no point changing how you treat people. What's weird is people have changed towards me.
Yeah.
People change towards you real quick when they feel that you're not where they want you to be. I realize now a lot of people are only used to seeing you in one position. So you'll see this in day-to-day life. It doesn't have to be something as nuts as what I've been through. But in certain situations, if you talk to someone who used to be really fat and then they lost weight, people treat them different.
Yeah.
If you talk to someone that's always been single and now they're in a relationship, people treat them different. People like to put other people in a box, in their friend circle and whatnot. And then when you move out of that box they put you in, they're not comfortable because they don't relate to you as a person. They relate to you as an accessory in their life.
Because they have the set expectation of who you are, what you come with, and so when you don't meet that, they've got an issue with it.
Things
Yeah.
change.
And that's on them. That's not on you.
Exactly.
That's true.
And you think you did that as well?
Big time. I haven't changed my number in the last ever. Like the same number. You're my witness. It's the exact same number, exact same, I haven't changed anything, right? But
Just a little bit harder to get hold of.
to be fair, I mean, I'm a lot busy.
Blame him.
I'm a lot
I'm
busier.
not lying to you, I'm the same. I can't even front.
No, I'm a lot busier. I do have 2 kids. Like in between all this mad stuff I do, I'm a dad as well. I'm a husband as well. So
That's true.
I try my best. I try my best in every sphere of my life. Obviously, there's some priorities. Like my family and my faith come first.
Yeah.
But like I've just found that with certain friends or people that used to be friends, people have changed big time. People now want to create a story, like they want to argue with you for no reason, or like they want to pretend that you have changed when you haven't, or they're not used to you being in certain positions, so they go out of their way to do things to try and bring you down, just to show people that see
He's not all that.
and it's weird because you realize they're doing that because they're inadequate within themselves.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with you. But how have you dealt with that, like, personally?
I mean, we have a saying in my culture, don't want to so whenever something happens between you and someone, always think about your previous relationship with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So at first, when things happen, I always try to repair relationships. I always try to maintain them and address them like a grown man.
Yeah.
But then we have a second saying, which is Sabo de Kaji Be Hanayanka, which means no matter how long you have a chicken in your farm, when it's time to eat,
You eat.
so like there's a certain level of disrespect that once someone takes it, I don't care who you are. There's one of 2 or 3 ways we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it has come to that with a couple of people. I won't go into too much detail, but certain people, like you gave them a chance, you do things for them, and then you even go out of your way to try and let them know that, no, there's no difference. I'm still here, and they're still trying to violate. So you have to, because your mental health is important. I've never been a people pleaser, and this is something I'm trying to drill into my kids as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a nice guy. Like, I'm a principled man. I'm not nice. I'm nice. Like, when you teach someone to be nice, like when you teach your children to be nice, what you're doing is you're grooming them to be exploited.
Yeah.
Because if you're nice,
You allow them to accept disrespect.
exactly. Because people think that, just be nice. Oh, someone slaps you, just be, your hands are so soft. No.
Your hands are so soft.
No.
Done.
No, like I'm not nice. Like I'm principled. When people treat me with respect, I treat them with respect. When people show up for me, I show up for them.
Yeah.
And like I don't care who you are, except maybe you're the devil. If you like me, I like you.
Yeah.
Period. So I teach my kids that. Like I teach my kids to be good to people, to be kind to people where possible. But if people disrespect, if people try to hurt you, defend yourself, protect yourself. That's being principled. That's not being nice. So I'm not a nice guy. People do things and then they'll say, oh, sorry, I've been through a lot. My life is trauma by definition. But, I've come out of it a balanced person most of the time. So I don't tolerate that from other people. And I don't understand why people always expect...
You would allow yourself to tolerate that.
Yeah.
And then people expect you to be the bigger person. And the more, nah, none of that. There's a level where it gets to where,
100%.
But is there a point where like that expectation though affects the way you react? Because I've been in situations where I feel like I've expected myself to be bigger and better, right? And then you put yourself in that situation where like actually they're being ignorant, but I should be doing better.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, every situation is different.
No.
Right, so, for example, now, there's certain things I can't do now that are within my nature, but I can't do because I have a lot to lose. Yeah. Right? Without going into
That's
detail.
deep.
Yeah, I have a lot to lose, and the people that, forget about me, the people that need me to be in certain positions, those who depend on me, it's a disservice to them if I lose what I have and I am currently gaining.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, it's a disservice to them.
Do you think that kind of like...
But like that's literally a responsibility though.
Yeah.
It's like a big responsibility taking that on.
Yeah.
And knowing that like these are things that I would have done that's within my nature, but I'm not gonna do it because it doesn't serve the purpose that I need.
Yeah.
So in those situations, pragmatically and practically, tangibly, if it's gonna lose me something or put people that I love in a bad situation, then that's what I consider.
Yeah.
But in terms of just be the bigger, no, I'm petty. I'm very, you know this. I'm very, listen, like if you do something, when I was a
I've seen
kid,
this in action.
yeah, I'm still like when I was a kid, if let's say like before summer break, a kid hit me and I didn't get hit them back, at night I'll be shaking. When I catch that
anger.
guy. And then once the summer break was over, as soon as I saw that person, the first thing I greeted them with is a slap. Because on principle, I had to it's do me, do you. Wait, do me, I do you, God no vex. Like,
Yeah.
revenge is something,
That is legit.
I love payback. I love it. So this one of be the bigger person, no. Mm-mm. If I can't reach you, if my hands can't reach you, then I leave you to God. But if my hands can reach, I have to do something. I have to do something. Just maybe not something that'll get me in trouble.
Yeah.
But I have to. I don't believe in this thing of, I'm a bigger person and,
I mean, do you know
don't
what it
hate
is?
people. No, I hate people.
But do you know?
I hate them. I hate them.
You don't need
I
to
love
hit.
it.
Okay, you need to calm down.
No,
You know what
you
it is?
don't. I love
I'm
it.
like that.
I can
I
hate
love
you,
it.
call me.
I love it.
I can hate you
I hate you.
from a distance.
Nah, I respect that. Do you know what? I think for me, I'm very much similar in that sense, right? Like,
I know.
I like I would like school. Like I was the kind of person we spoke about that episode. Like if anyone like disrespected me, I would show you disrespect back, probably 10 times fold. So you never do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was me. But like now, I feel like when somebody like disrespects me, I don't show them the same disrespect. I just remove myself from that.
From the equation.
Like I let them know how irrelevant they are to me. That what they have to say or how they felt like they're disrespecting me ain't disrespecting me. They're just an idiot for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously.
So I feel like there's like I think you navigate things in different ways.
Yeah, and it
every
depends who you're
situation
dealing
is
with
different.
as well. It depends who you're dealing, because like I have moments that I'm like, be a bigger person. But like you said, there are those moments where you can do something without being obvious about it, but you did it, and then sometimes they don't even realize it was you, but it was done, and that made you feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause I've
done that recently.
It's like,
Yeah.
like I've been there, done that. Because
was
I
tough
get
though.
it. Because you don't have to be like, you don't have to be in anyone's face.
What did you do?
Just small things.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
there's this guy that was always talking shit on Twitter. Right? There's this group, this guy was always talking shit on Twitter. Now, I can't say the things I want to say to him now. Because obviously I'm not trying to get cancelled. But I feel them. So what I done is I just went on man's account and just started reporting tweets from 5 years ago. Just reporting.
Oh,
You said,
no.
Reporting tweets, and this is one of them man that lives on
You
Twitter.
feel like the Daily Mail at this rate.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
100%.
And there's a group of about 12 of them that, like, when I was on BGT, flipping, they were trying to sell stories about me to the Daily Mail. They were posting stuff, screenshots of things that were out of context that I'd said to people, like, Hamdi Jatma. So one time me and him had like a Nigeria versus Somalia roasting session on Twitter. So they were just posting what I was saying, but not the context and the fact that it was all jokes.
Yeah.
And you know how, like, right now with diaspora wars and all this stuff, just luckily for me, when they tried to, like, do that, there were so many someone's like, nah, Nabil's
we know
cool.
Nabil.
We know Nabil. What
Yeah,
you talking
yeah.
about?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but some people still thought it was for so. What I done, just like there's a group of about 12 of these people on Twitter. I just started reporting their accounts every day. Then I go on to my friends to report their accounts too. Every day we're just reporting. And then after like a few months, I saw such and such person has been one by one.
They were being removed.
And these are people that had amassed followings and
Yeah.
see, that's a small thing. But for me, I'm like,
It felt good.
yeah, especially because they're gonna see the tweets.
Yeah.
that I got them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were about me. So I'm like, yeah, that's a small victory.
things, you're right.
And I did that because I hate them. Because if you hate me, I hate you too.
Yeah.
Not in a way that consumes me, no.
Yeah.
But the same way, like, when I do things, I think about those who are proud of me and support me. I also like annoying people who don't like me.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, if you don't like me, if you want me to do badly, if you're waiting for me to fail, I will remind you that it's not happened yet.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, there was
Yeah.
this one guy that tweeted that, oh, this guy is going to fade into obscurity and we're never going to see him on our TV screens again. Every time I do something, if I remember that tweet, I go and subtweet the tweet, hey, big head, and I put a link.
Still on your TV screen.
Hey, big head.
It's like in your face.
Oh,
Now, is that petty? Yes.
Absolutely.
But is it holding me back?
No.
No. Is it entertaining?
Yes.
So that's why I say I don't
and
believe.
it's so on brand for you because you're a comedian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people probably like
Yeah,
won't be
yeah.
surprised if it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, man, one of them said, I hope.
Last thing you want to do is be roasted by a comedian as well.
Oh man, I mean, I don't do it as much as I used to. You know, you remember what I was like before. Now I don't have the time. But
Yeah, I used to worry about your social media. It's like, I remember, because remember when you hit me up, you told me you're gonna be on BGT like before it was like you were like it's coming, like heads up.
just be ready.
I was very excited, and then I said, bro, your social media is problematic. Have you deleted everything?
I deleted everything.
That was
I
my
started doing
immediate
it months in advance.
Because of what I went through, right? My immediate response was like, you need to delete
Everything.
existence on the internet.
Yo, and did you see some of these people I'm talking about, right? And it's from our own community as well,
Yeah,
Muslims as well. They were like, oh, I see he's deleted all his offensive tweets. I'm like, you know that I cried laughing when I read that. I'm like, you actually were gonna go out of your way. Like, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done anything personally to these people. They
Yeah.
start on me,
Yeah.
get roasted, then they get upset about the roasting they receive.
Yeah.
Like, that's how upset you are by seeing someone do something. What I did benefited all of us one way or another. Representation, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
whether you like me or not.
No.
But these people are such haters that they still wanted to look for a way to.
To bring it up.
Literally, like, I mean, the first thing they did was that they went on the social media, be like, what can I find on this guy? Oh, he deleted everything.
Oh, see, he's deleted.
How? Why did he delete everything? And it was like you were actually just plotting and planning on how to destroy him before he's even like got into the positions.
fault.
You know what I mean? Like it's like why consume yourself with that level of hate?
Yeah,
And-
that is ridiculous. And then they're the same people that will complain that there's not enough representation on TV. There's not enough representation
it
on
again.
radio.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
know? But
We need
yeah,
Muslim representation, not that kind of Muslim though.
not that kind.
Not
no,
that
no,
kind of
no,
Muslim.
no.
But we do need Muslim representation. You know what? I was at a conference recently, and bro, I was fuming because like it was a Islamophobia conference, and it was like the Asian community, Islamophobia. The Asian community. It's like, bro, what the hell?
Like-
I'm literally a black Muslim in front of you, and you're talking about the Asian community as if it's
Yeah.
synonymous to Islam.
Yep,
All Asians are Muslim, and all Muslims aren't Asians. Like,
exactly.
are we not over this?
And in a way, racializing Islam makes Islamophobia worse.
So
Makes Islamophobia so much worse because, like, you know, I just did a panel. You know, I just did a panel for Channel 4, and it will be out probably I think the end of this month, talking about the issues surrounding Muslim representation on mainstream media. And I was like, look, you take the worst aspects, not even the nice ones, the worst aspects of South Asian culture
yeah.
that like actually do a disservice to the rest of the culture, and then present it as Islam when it has nothing to do with Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like you've got, I think about 80% of the Muslims you see on your TV screen, Muslim characters, are played by non-Muslims.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of the dialogue is written by non-Muslims. And it's been made easy for that to happen because they've made it an Asian thing,
Yeah.
right? So a Sikh guy, not that I have a problem with Sikhs or Hindus, but like just a person from an Asian home that isn't Muslim, that even hates Muslims, can still sit down and say, yeah, I can write that. And it's normalized now. And these guys know that this is a problem, but still repeat the same thing.
Again and
You're like,
again and again and
yeah, it's frustrating.
And honestly, like within the realms of politics, like I feel like it's like again and again and again, like for years. And I mean, I think let's acknowledge the fact that, like, yes, the biggest Muslim population in this country is the Asian community, right? That's true, but their experiences are very different to ours, right? And I think the Asian community play a really big part, by the way, in normalizing Islamophobia being synonymous to Asians, right? And Islam as a religion being I still remember going to primary school, right? And when I started wearing the hijab, people being like, why are you wearing the hijab? When did you become a Pakistani? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
to them, like, you had to be like Asian to be Muslim.
Shagufta.
Legit. They were like, you're a black kid, like. Why are you wearing the hijab, bro? You
But
don't.
wait, hold on. You're not Pakistani.
I've had identity crisis since that moment. I've been asking myself.
Yeah.
If it's real.
But now, on a serious, it was the dumbest thing to me, but to them it made sense. And it was like, why are you're not Asian? Like, why are you wearing a hijab? Like, what? It's like, I'm Muslim. Yeah, but like, how? Why?
Even within the Muslim community, I know of people who have prayed salah in the mosque, and then someone turned and said, "Are you Muslim?" What the fuck? What does it?
I mean,
I'm clearly a 7-day Adventist. What kind of? I'm clearly a Jehovah's Witness.
If they're not obvious.
Yo, and it's,
decided to turn up to the masjid and do a bit of yoga with you.
oh
Like, what
my
the hell?
God, you know, and that's the thing. So
Oh,
now,
you get often get asked, when did you revert?
yes,
When did you revert?
yeah. When did you revert to Islam? What was the name of the prison you reverted in?
Prison.
Actually, so true. Oh my
I'm
days.
like,
That's
shut up,
actually
man.
deep.
I didn't become Muslim in prison. I was Muslim before I went to prison. You know? But like, these guys, no, there's a lot of pathologies and stereotypes, and
yeah.
you know, and unfortunately, like, because they've been around for so long, people don't know any better. And when you speak about it, people get defensive. So, like, you know, people don't understand. We do have, even though we have the same faith, we all have our different issues and problems, right? We all do.
Yeah.
And like, for example, if you're a black Muslim trying to get married in the UK, it's tough, right? Muzmatch, I know, well, they're now Muzap. I know the guy that started the company.
Okay.
They put up something, they wanted to do an all black networking day for black Muslim singles, right? And, you know, certain pockets of the Muslim community came out in force. Oh, this is racist. This is racist. Why are you having a black Muslim? I'm like,
We know the pocket.
what if we had an Asian only
Yep.
marriage event? I said, but you already do. Marriage bureau, that's how many of your parents met. Like, you know, there's one in Southall. There's one, like, there's nothing. I'm like, why is it when other communities do this stuff,
Right.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But
it's
whenever
like,
black people do something for ourselves, everybody gets upset.
literally on our necks.
What is it about us that scares people so much that whenever, like, for example, you complain about something, like we say, oh, like I'm someone that, cause there's a lot of religious events held by charities. I perform at a lot of Muslim charity events. Well, I used to.
Yeah, you used to. I was about to say.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So like, you know, there'd be, you know, 99.9% Pakistani.
Yeah.
Then maybe there'll be like the one Bengali guy, and then there'll be like the Somali guy that got there because he's lost, and that's it, right? And I'm like, look, these events don't cater to other, you know, I used to say this to the big organizations that held these events, that these events don't cater to other communities. You don't market to other communities. And these guys gonna turn around and say to me like, oh, well, you know, at the end of the day, we're the majority. So like, if you guys want to have events, go have your own for your own community.
Yeah.
Black people said, okay, cool. Start having black Eid events. Black, oh, brother, that's racist. Brother, like, make up your mind.
You tell us our events aren't inclusive. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just it's like you're not serving the community. So like, when we do something for ourselves, you feel attacked, you feel some type of way. But like not realizing that they like the reality is, yeah, Asian Muslims hold a monopoly on a lot of different spaces.
Yeah.
Right. And so like when we even try to attempt starting something up, you're
It's
attacked.
seen as a threat.
100%.
And it's like, it's a knee-jerk reaction. And I think a lot of this, you know, without going too deep, is embedded in the fact that the dominant society generally has made blackness something bad.
Yeah.
So like when you hear a black whatever, people don't even hear it with their logic. They hear it with their emotions. So they think, oh my goodness, they're going to have Farrakhan there. They're going to be doing the dancing and it's like, they don't just think, like if there's an Afghan cultural center in Norbury, there's a Turkish cultural center in Shoreditch, why can't we have a Nigerian Muslim center? Right? Like, oh, but you know, it's division. No, do you speak Hausa? Do you speak Yoruba? No. Maybe during iftar, there's some revert Muslims that want to eat Nigerian food.
Yeah.
Not just have biryani every day. I love biryani. Actually, I don't prefer palau. But like, you know, like maybe there's people that think that halal food can only be one set of cultures. There's people.
Do people ever tell you like, oh, you hate Asians, you hate Asian community?
Yeah, people tell me I hate Asians all the time.
And you remind them you married one.
Yeah, that's how much I hate them. I married one to just annoy her for the rest of her life.
I love that.
You know, but I mean, even if I wasn't married to an Asian, right? Because I, in theory, I could be racist and marry an Asian.
Yeah.
I just think, why is it when I do the things that you do, automatically I'm racist? Why is it that when I want the same things that you have, or like when I just state the truth? Because like, there's so many examples I can give. It's you know, when there's too many of something, that it becomes too hard to give an example. Like, I'll give you another example. Albulrashid Press is a Muslim news outlet, or they fancy themselves as that. They're pretty much just a Muslim gossip blog. I remember there was a video, I think in Manchester, not Liverpool, because that's where there's Yemenis, of some Yemeni and Somali girls being attacked by 3 or 4 grown English adults.
Okay.
Right? And Albulrashid Press put up, yeah, this is the problem. These youth behaving like roadmen and this, that, and the other. And I said, what from this video do you see that gives you the impression that somebody is a roadman? And the story came out that it was a Somali girl that was being attacked because she's wearing hijab by these 3 English adults, 1 woman and 2 men. I said, so because you've seen a black person being attacked, you automatically assume it's their fault. They blocked me and they took down the link, but they did not apologize for saying that. We had that guy that exposed Abu Ibrahim in Birmingham a while back that went on the street and told people, brothers, please talk like decent people. Stop talking like you're black, because Allah loves decency and He hates. And he stopped himself. This was a Pakistani guy.
Oh wow!
And I'm like,
yeah, I'm not even surprised by this.
Yeah, like basically, and the video was still like, it went viral. It went on Al Jazeera because did I mention that my brother-in-law works with Al Jazeera? Anyway, so somehow this video made it on Al Jazeera. I told you I'm petty, you know. And then these people all started attacking me for her, because I'm like, what I said is this. How can you blame drug dealing? Yeah. Like, he's like, you know, because he went on the street and said, oh, he was giving a device to these youth because they were talking like Tupac and Biggie. Jesus. And I'm like, first of all, Tupac was very, very eloquent.
Yeah, he was.
Tupac was a very well-spoken guy when he wasn't angry or playing up for the cameras, 1. Yeah. His work is still being studied in universities today. 2, this was in Birmingham. Nobody in Birmingham sounds like Tupac.
Nobody sounds coherent in Birmingham.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And then 3 is that whenever, like, this is something that, you know, my wife will tell you as well. You know, when a lot of Asians, like particularly Pakistanis, see their son acting like a thug, they'll say he's acting like a kala, he's acting like a black person. Yeah. Or if he's selling drugs, he's acting like a kala, dikam, whatever. But it's like, aren't there drug dealers in Pakistan?
There is.
Aren't there, like, where does heroin grow? Where does opium grow? You know, like, I'm not saying that they're all bad or that they're all good. I'm saying if the biggest, like the FBI, the CIA, on their list of the world's biggest gangsters, I think number 2 is a South Asian man of Pakistani heritage, right? Nigeria is lower down on that list, a Nigerian guy, right? I'm not saying that black people can't be criminals or that we don't have our problems. But what I don't like is this thing in the Muslim community where they blame they find new ways. Like, there's new codes for black, like, the youth, they're talking about black people. Oh, you know, this new culture, they're talking about black people. Oh, you know, the music, they're talking about black people, right? But it's like, you know, there's gangsters in Pakistan, real gangsters. The ones here look like Boy Scouts.
I think it's proximity to whiteness though. Like the reality is, it's not even about. It's about them not even understanding that, like, they're playing into the racial stereotypes, right? That society has, right? Because
they're the same people tomorrow that when they get called something.
What's more dangerous though is to use Islam. To mask that.
Now think about this. If there was a revert black guy on the street that day and he heard what that dude was saying, he would think, oh,
is this what I need to be?
So now you have to be a good Muslim, you have to change the way you talk. And so, like, I see stuff like this, and, you know, I'm very protective of our faith and I'm very protective of my culture. And I'll respond to it, and then people will say, oh, he's racist. No, I'm not. I'm just responding to what I see. Do you know what I mean? I'm just responding to what I see. I'm the first to call out foolishness among black people. You know, it's just,
100%.
you know, it's frustrating. And you know, because I gained a bit of a reputation for doing that sort of thing, you know, and like I come with facts. I don't use my opinion. I'm like, well, on this day, on this year, this happened and that happened and this happened. And you can't lie to me. So like, you know, especially like at the time, a lot of people that attack me would say that I was anti-Asian. But I'm like, no, how am I anti for just stating that, you know, this is a problem? How am I anti for stating that life is hard for black reverts? How am I anti for stating that black Muslims should have events that cater to them if they make... How am I anti?
Yeah.
You know? And the thing is, no other minority gets that kind of reaction.
No.
If you had an event for Chinese Muslims, everybody would say, mashallah.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Maybe we can make some halal chow mein, you know? Like, nobody has a problem with that. But as soon as black people... And then when you talk about this stuff, they start saying, oh, you're NOI. Or there's just, like, so much insecurity.
Yeah.
And I think, that comes from media. And that's why I feel it's important for more of us to be in media and so on to help re-educate people. Because, like, America is far ahead of us.
Way ahead.
And they still have these problems.
Yeah.
So that shows you how much work we have to do here. And that's what I'm trying to do, but it's hard, man.
How do you think like that affects the way you deal with your girls compared to like how you
Being a
how you
father.
wish you deal, but how you have to deal because of what you see and what you...
Because actually, thinking about it, your girls are black and Asian.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So, but they'll be racialized as black for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They already see themselves primarily as black.
Yeah.
Like they'll say my mommy is from Pakistan, my daddy's from Nigeria. We're half Nigerian, we're half Pakistani, but we're black.
Yeah.
That I didn't teach them that that's what they see because like with us, I don't know. We have Africa as a continent is the most racially diverse continent on earth
Yes,
in terms of phenotypes. Life began in Africa. An African can have every kind of person, every possible feature. An African can give birth to a blonde person with blue eyes.
Yeah.
There's an island full of black people with blonde hair and blue eyes
Yeah.
that aren't mixed. An African can give birth to a light-skinned person, a dark-skinned person, whatever. No other group of people can produce that many. So because we can produce that many, what happens is we're also accepting of that many. I'm not saying there's no racism in Africa or wherever. It happens.
No.
But like, have you heard that story of that Ghanaian man that killed his daughter for marrying an Asian?
No.
Neither have I. So, you know, like that's the difference. We're accepting. Like black music, everybody does black music.
Yeah.
Right? I can name you a Chinese rapper, a Jewish rapper, a white rapper. Name one Nigerian Bhangra musician. Name one Nigerian Bulgarian folk musician. Other cultures don't welcome people as much as black people welcome. People take from us and expand. And I say us because I count black Americans too.
Yeah.
Like anything that's black is very open for anyone to borrow from, right? And so we don't mind claiming somebody as black if they have a bit of black in them. Whereas, do I think that if my daughters went to Pakistan with their afros, they'd be welcome? And I'm aware that there are people in Pakistan that are black, but how are they treated? Right? So it's like, because of that, you know, even my wife says, look, if they see themselves as black, that's what they are. Like, we can't force the other identity on them.
No.
We still speak both our languages to them. They eat food from both cultures. They're proud of both cultures. But like, even in the way I raise my kids, I've had to make them aware of what racism is from early.
You know what? I think for me,
Had
like
to.
thinking about my like future when I get married and have kids, I think I'm overly conscious about marrying into a different culture because especially if my kids are going to be racialized and not feel like they're going to be welcome for that, right? And I think that's something that you think I think about quite often actually, because in the sense of like even within the black community, right, we have a proximity to whiteness when we talk about like skin color. I was dark skinned compared to my siblings, right? And I would always be told, you're pretty
For
a dark skin, right? And so like, and if that's within Somali community, right, imagine then marrying somebody from a completely different culture, right, an Arab, an Asian, right, where the reality is that they have like internalized racism. Like I have chosen to go into that, but my kids haven't. My kids haven't chosen to go into that consistent hostile environments, right? And that's what worries me. Like, and so like, actually knowing you before, I think like, you're one of those people that I would think like would never marry outside of your culture. Like, you're just so Nigerian.
Yeah.
Everything about you is Nigerian. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he even thought he would do it
Nah.
until it happened.
No, I didn't. Not until it happened. Not until it happened. I was like, "Chai."
It's true what they say, you know. It's true. It's true what they say. You don't control who you fall in love with.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
And
you
that's
don't.
why I vowed that the next 3 have to be black because. No,
Stay with
but-
your chest.
No, you know what? I don't have a problem with people marrying outside their culture. I think
Yeah.
just know what you're preparing for. So
That's what it is. Exactly.
you know, there's a lot of people that just think, oh, you know, we'll live on love and
Yeah.
just open your
If
chakras.
I just love him. He said if you just open
Love
your
wins.
chakras.
And it's like, no.
What is
like,
it? Love conquers all. Allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
it doesn't.
Can you feel the piaria? No, you have to be realistic, man. Like with my kids, like my daughter, like I've raised them very militantly aware of their culture and who they are.
Yeah.
And so I will say, isn't that too soon? But look, it didn't take long for my daughter, her first year of school, for some kids tell her, oh, black people aren't allowed into my house because they're thieves. The girl said that to my daughter.
How did you do it though? Like,
Kids are honest.
because like my family is mixed race. Like, there's a lot
I
of
would
mix.
never have guessed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, my cousin, he's dark compared to all his siblings, and my auntie with him, she's very like, you're different.
What's your
So therefore,
combination?
Angola. I'm
Falas
Portuguese. Falo português.
I went to Dubai.
Tudo
I
bem.
went to ask. I just got back from Portugal, so
Oh, did you?
I had a feeling that you were Portuguese, but I wasn't.
Tell
You know
me,
what
tell
is
me,
it?
tell me
She's
what
one of
is it?
those, right? I feel like contextually, like she's one of those where like
You wouldn't be
like
able to tell.
Angolan.
I
No.
knew.
It's not even that
Did you?
being able to tell because you can tell. But I mean, in the sense that like
You can tell.
the colonization runs so deep that like she doesn't know where the Portuguese starts and ends and
Yeah.
Angolan starts and ends. Like it's just so
Yeah.
concocted because like both your parents are Portuguese and Angolan.
And I go, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I as soon as I heard you talk, I was like, Mozambique or Angola. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
'Cause- and
yeah.
that's obviously because I just got back from
Portugal.
Porto. I was in Porto.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
we
nice.
backpacked across Portugal, so I saw Lira, Porto. I saw like I went to I observed the Caminho de Fatima.
Oh, did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Obviously, I was observing. The
Yeah.
documentary's gonna be out next year Easter.
Oh, that's
Okay.
very cool.
So yeah, I went there and I ate bacalhau every day.
Really? Even I don't eat bacalhau every day.
All I can say
What
is
is bacalhau?
"Oha."
Cod.
I'm never
Cod.
eating
Oh,
that
cod.
again. I'm never eating that again.
Honestly, like even I'm not like a seafood person, but like I was saying, like my auntie, because he's the darkest in the family, and even like it's always like you need to know you're different and you need to like be prepared.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a sense, like she kind of like puts him like separates him from everyone else, which I get where she's coming from,
But it's
but like
a bit
how
too
do
far.
you balance like
Yeah.
how do you do it? Because like I feel like with my auntie she goes too far and like and in a way without trying like you're separating him from everyone else.
Yeah, let him enjoy his childhood. So like with my kids, man, like they still have friends from every walk of life. They, you know, they've got aunties and uncles and mamos and chachas and all of that. All of that. They enjoy it. You know, but I just we make them read books or we'll read them bedtime stories about our people's history. I talk to them about, you know, and I tell them, look, there's some people, not all, but there are some people out there that will treat you badly because you look different. And you have to remember that the problem isn't you, it's them. And like I prepare them, like I have, whether it's positive affirmations, I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, one day I'm gonna be someone. Every morning, from as soon as she was able to kind of talk, we're teaching her that, making her watch films where the protagonist looks like her, giving her books, dolls, things like that, where the
That's amazing.
looks like them. And also, unfortunately, even teaching my kids to defend themselves from early.
Yeah.
You know, like I mentioned,
Especially being a girl.
yeah, and it's already come in. So like I mentioned off camera, my daughter, currently competes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo, and trains in kickboxing. I've been teaching her to defend herself since she could walk, right? And people are, oh, isn't that too much? But look,
Nope.
before school, she's 7, 2 10-year-old boys, both Arab, tried to bully her at school before the midterm break, you know? And 10 and 7, like, for kids, that's a huge,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah,
That's a
big
huge
difference.
gap. Like, if I didn't teach her to defend herself, what would have happened to her?
Yeah.
You're being up.
And
Yeah.
I 100% believe in that. Believe in you teaching your kids how to defend yourself at a young age.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So luckily, you know, I've spent a lot of time ensuring that no one's gonna
They
be able
have.
to bully my kids. And those 2 boys, they found out. You know,
That's real.
yeah, they found out. They found out. But like, it's important. Like, if you,
Yeah.
because I hear stories of people who have kids. Like, you've got black kids, and then you move to a really white area, and put them in a really white school, and just not prepare them
Yeah.
mentally and physically for what's to come. That's dumb, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when these kids grow up with mental problems from being bullied, or, you know, you've got kids taking their own lives, because parents don't think about children like they're creating people or they're building people. They
Yep.
think about children as accessories.
The babies.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
You know, so for
I
me,
don't
there's
know.
a
It's not. I think it's more protecting them.
Yeah. The babies.
protecting them by putting them in a all-white school in an all-white neighborhood and not telling them that racism exists.
Yeah.
You're right, but I don't know. I think in their heads, right?
If you don't talk about it, it's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah.
I tried that with my gas
Yeah.
bill. Didn't work.
Yeah.
That electricity bill.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not real.
This darkness is
If-
just a manifestation
If
of
I
evil.
don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I do think it comes. It's stupid, but it comes from one meaningful place.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it comes
think
from
to a
being
point.
nice. Because
Yeah. And ignorant.
nice,
Yeah.
naive.
Yeah.
See, and that's why we don't do nice out here, man. We don't do that.
It's like,
That is
it's like-
true.
It's the same word.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
it is.
Yeah.
Nah, that's actually crazy. But you think
That's-
about it. But nah, I think it's important to teach your kids to defend themselves.
Yep.
I agree 100%. I think it's important
Verbally,
to, like,
mentally, physically.
but also I think
spiritually.
it's beautiful also the fact that like your kids have 2 big, beautiful cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pakistani culture
Yeah,
and Nigerian
100%.
culture are both
Absolutely.
How do you manage
big
that?
cultures, you know?
How do you, not your kids, how do you manage that? Because you,
Just do. Like, I'm always around other cultures anyway, man.
You're trying to make
Yeah.
sure they're more Nigerian than they are Pakistani. That's what you're doing, isn't it?
bring them to the wild side.
I mean, you know, it's just, the thing is, I think the world is just so amazing that, you know, as much as I love what God created me as,
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be ashamed to only experience that. So, like,
Yep.
It's true.
you know, even my man that I came with in today, you know, like, hey, I'm not racist, my friend's Bengali. Even my guy I came with today, like, we were talking about where to eat afterwards, and we're thinking about where to, like, you know, I like other cultures, I like other
Yeah, yeah.
languages, I like other histories, I enjoy it.
No, absolutely.
You know, the world's a beautiful place when you open your eyes and you don't just stick to one thing.
one, yeah.
Look after yourself, but respect other people and enjoy. Because at the end of the day, our cultures are all just mixtures of other cultures anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
1,000 years ago, you don't know what your ancestors were speaking. It might have been something else. So, you know, just enjoy people and respect them and protect yourself is the way I look at things. Unfortunately, you know, the times we live in, the way politics and that work, you know, you have to have a tribe. You have to have,
Yeah.
you know, and you have to be aware that there are people out there who don't think like you. I'm not someone that thinks the best of people as soon as I meet them. I don't. I'm always prepared for the worst because I've seen
Yeah, absolutely.
the,
Yeah.
the worst.
Similar. But I
Yeah.
feel like my experiences have made me that. I wasn't like that before. I think I expected the best of people, and I got disappointed, and so many times that I started to expect the worst. I
Yeah.
think that's the reality. Like, it's just
Yeah.
that how that experience shifted because of like my reality, I guess, changed, and like because and that's the thing though. Like, when we go through life and we learn more about ourselves, and we learn more about, especially when you're thrown into these environments that like you think you know like where you're going in your life and your trajectories, and subhanAllah, like God opens a door for you, and you're doing something that you didn't even imagine was within your realm of reality, right? And now all these other compounding things, you're gonna be in a vulnerable place, right? Because you're discovering yourself and like what you can do, and actually even question yourself sometimes, being like, can I be doing this? Should I be doing this? Like, we have imposter syndrome the entire way, by the way. So like, I don't think
big time.
I feel like everyone does, and I'd be surprised if you said you didn't. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
have severe imposter syndrome. It's still, I mean, a few weeks ago I was with a member of flipping the old boy band Boyzone. Last night I was with one of the Spice Girls. You know, like,
And it's like, is this for real?
you know, doing the most random stuff, and like, you know, a lot of opportunities that are coming up as well. And I just think, you know, because like, again, to give you some background, I mentioned earlier that I've fallen. Like, you know, like,
You did.
it's not that long ago that I was sitting by myself in a cell, you know, with nobody visiting and nobody writing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was in a high risk section of prison because of, you know, some stuff that I did because I had to, because I was in there by myself. And when you're in prison by yourself, people think that they can, you know, they can test you. So I had to, and because of that, I got isolated even more.
Yeah.
And like, I remember like people who I thought were my friends wouldn't visit. I'm calling people, they're not answering their phones. I'm sending, you have a thing called a VO, visiting order, and you fill it out and you send it out and you wait to see if people come. And I'm sending these out, and people that I used to look out for are coming to see
you.
You know, and you know, your inside and everyone else's life is moving ahead. You know, there's new songs coming out. There's new phones coming out. There's all kinds of new stuff, video, everything that you like coming out. You can't experience it. You know, I can still remember coming out of prison and flipping, being scared to cross the road because I hadn't been in daylight.
Yeah.
But the best part, the only time I saw daylight was when we were walking to go pray, like in the little basketball court that they turn into the mosque on Fridays, and like on the way to the education wing. And then sometimes we'll go out for association, we'll go for a break, and everybody, I remember people used to walk around, right, like cows, as if they're circling the Kaaba, right, in the yard, and they had like a little fence thing up so that because apparently someone escaped prison years ago via helicopter, so because of that they have some weird.
Done.
Like, what kind of Al Capone did they have? Like, nigga, if you had a helicopter, how did you get caught in the first place? So the amount of sunlight you saw in a day.
So little.
Yeah. So imagine coming out and you're hearing cars and
How long were you inside for?
Roughly just under 2 years, getting to 2 years. I mean, which is, you know, I'm still great. I was looking at a much bigger sentence, but evidence went missing. Allahu Akbar.
The way you said it.
Kill me. Don't actually kill me.
Allahu Akbar.
Evidence went missing.
I was very fortunate.
God was definitely with you.
I mean,
Yeah, he definitely was. Won't he do it? So, you know, I remember...
2 years. 2 years is what you needed, though. That was it.
I mean, it would have been nice if I learned my lesson after the first 6 months. No, but like, you know, so while you're in there, it's the most dehumanizing thing, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine someone telling you as a big man or big woman when to come out of your room,
Yeah.
when to go to sleep, So, you know, that sort of situation, that's why I say, because I've been in such a low point,
Yeah.
You understand?
you know, I don't take anything seriously now.
I was gonna ask you that. You know, I was gonna ask you like, does that because you're growing, like you're becoming bigger, you're getting into
Are you
places.
fat shaming me?
Am I what?
You fat shaming him.
No.
She absolutely is.
Body puff.
No, but
I am
wondering.
beautiful in every single way. Words would bring me down. Sorry.
I don't know about it.
Don't you bring me down?
I guess
today.
now why you're a comedian and not a singer because it wouldn't work. It
Are you
definitely wouldn't.
shaming me now?
It wouldn't work. It would.
I
it wouldn't.
identify as an amazing singer.
It wouldn't. That's your problem right there.
No. You self-identify as an amazing singer, mate.
That's your problem right there. Do you think like that prepared you, like, you know, being in the position that you were in prison? Do you think that prepared you to not allow certain things, for you not to take certain things serious?
To be honest, like even before that, like my life's been pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Like I've had some amazing stuff and privilege in some ways, I'm not denying that. But then, there's a lot of, I went through a lot of mad stuff growing up. So for me, life has never been a straightforward journey.
Yeah.
Nothing about me is straightforward. I'm a doctor's son from a middle-class Nigerian family that ended up on a council estate doing all sorts of crud.
That's true,
That
actually.
went
'Cause
to-
your father's a doctor. So.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of shame as well. Like, you're the one person in your
Yeah.
whole family that went road and went prison and then came out. Then in a week, I was at uni. A week after coming out of prison, I was at uni. And then at the same time, I was thinking, oh, should I try and become a da'i? Let me start studying my religion so I can go out and preach and stuff. And I was so it got to one point where it was mad, right? There was a point in my life where I was on channel, AKA, you might be too young to remember that channel. You're going to pretend you're too young to remember that channel.
We're literally the same age. She looks like a 5-year-old. She's actually older than me.
I know, but just any chance to roast you. But I remember it was
that humble pie.
I will hand out. I was on channel AKA doing a TV show.
I do remember.
Where I used to interview rappers and make them look stupid. It wasn't a hard job, and then while I'm doing that, I'm out in Croydon handing out leaflets about Islam, and they had to say that, brother, we like having you because you attract a crowd.
Yeah.
People from channel AKA. It was mad. I've been in all these weird situations.
Yeah, of course.
So you had no choice but to be flexible.
Yeah, so I look at life I just see life like a video game. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna I don't take I think life is too serious to be taken seriously. You shouldn't get caught up in any one moment.
I never had that.
Yeah.
Life is too serious to be taken seriously.
Yeah, life is too serious to be taken seriously. It's so quick moving. Most people, if you talk to them, they had no idea they'd be doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, my oldest or earliest memory was me watching stand-up comedy.
Of what? Who?
So we had a VHS. Did you know what a VHS is?
Yes.
He's really
We
out
had a
here,
VHS.
he's really out here testing us.
And there was a compilation of different comedians on it. There was Rowan Atkinson
Okay.
doing a bunch of voices.
Yeah.
He had people only know him as Mr. Bean, but he had a 1-hour show
Yeah.
where he was standing on stage, and he had this one where he was playing a Indian restaurant. What do you want? You want a bowl full of shit? Sorry, but it feels like you are already full of shit, right? And then he had another one where he was
great.
playing the
I've
devil.
never seen Rowan Atkinson do
Yeah,
stand-up.
yeah, it's brilliant. Then he had a next one where he was playing the devil, and he was telling different people where in hell they should go, and it was so bad. He was like, "Okay, Christians over there, sorry, the Jews are right." And
That
and
is
then
insane.
we had Richard Pryor, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. We had that all on VHS and Chris Rock.
Hey.
So I remember watching this stuff and thinking, wow, these guys are amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I could do. I didn't even know what stand-up was. I was so little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, you can't tell anybody you want to be a comic.
What's that?
Your choices are doctor, lawyer,
What did you want to become?
Engineer.
engineer.
At that age, what did you think you were gonna be?
I didn't know. I just wanted to do what those guys were doing, but because
Yeah.
I knew at the time in Nigeria it wasn't possible. It wasn't like now
Yeah.
that stand-up is kind of available, but
Kind of.
even then very difficult to get into. I just said doctor because my dad was a doctor. That's we've got 17 doctors, maybe more, on my father's side of the family alone.
So it was kind of that's what was pre-written for
Yeah,
you.
that was okay. I'm just gonna be a doctor. And then my dad came home one day, after a patient had died, and I saw how much it got to him, and I thought, shit, I don't want to do that. I'm always
Yeah.
screwing up. What if I make a mistake and kill somebody? So I'm like, you know what? I'll be a psychologist because they can still call me doctor, but you don't kill anyone as a psychologist. And there's no way to prove that you're not doing a good job because you can just tell people
100%.
any kind of bullshit and they listen. So.
It's the truth.
You know what I mean?
That is so the-
Look at TikTok now. Everybody's diagnosing themselves as. You know what I mean?
it's
Do you know how
actually-
annoying it is for me?
It's actually a problem that.
Yeah.
I got diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 6 before it was cool. Before you got support, when you used to get made fun of and called retarded and all that kind of stuff, that's when I got diagnosed. There was no support. And now you've got all these flipping white middle-class yuppies on TikTok. Oh my God, I haven't paid my taxes. I've got ADHD. Oh my God.
You know what's even worse? Yeah, it's the fact that like everyone's got ADHD. Everyone's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's like actually like playing down the experiences of like people
who
you know,
genuinely
do have
neurodivergent.
like it's 100%. It's just like it's a whole pandemic
and I'm sick
on
of
social
all this
media right now.
spectrum stuff. Like, oh, everyone has
We're
ADHD.
all on the spectrum.
Everyone is gay. Nah. There's no spectrum.
There's a spectrum. We're all on the spectrum.
No. Now you did spectrum. Me, I know the any spectrum. Me, I know the any spectrum. No ultraviolet. No. Well, you know, it's like everyone's a winner. Like I go for my daughter's judo competition. And they're giving bronze to all the kids that lost.
It's the second part that counts.
Hey.
You're losers.
You're a loser.
I'm doing it to build their character. You suck.
You need to build that
Got
character.
your ass kicked. You're shit, rough.
I love that.
How are you going? Do you know, to me that's even worse?
Character building.
Imagine they beat you, then on top they gave you a medal. Isn't it better to go home with nothing? How are you gonna beat me up, then give me a medal to say, well done? You took your licks like a champ. Hold your chin up. You're the best loser here.
No, but that's exactly what it was, isn't it? That's exactly what they would do. We would do to kids who were like, don't worry, it's a taking part that counts. Da, da, da. Nah, you lost and accept that you lost.
Accept that you lost.
Yeah, it's so
100%.
right.
You win or you learn, you know? You win or you learn. But this whole thing of everyone's a winner, no.
Everyone should be getting a medal because,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I tell my daughter, look, I don't care whether you win or lose. Go out there and try your best.
Yeah.
But if they give you one of those bronzes, just
Take
know
it.
that it's rubbish. Like, we're not going to.
Walk away. Don't take it.
Just know
Like,
that it's
accept it just out of sportsmanship. But when we go home, that's just going in the bin. You know?
what you throw you
She's
throw her.
never taken bronze.
I mean, okay, mashallah.
The worst medal my daughter has is silver.
But the thing is, even if she got a bronze,
If she came third and
let
got
her-
bronze, fine. But the bronze they give you, say there's 7 kids in a tournament, right? The first 3, they have gold, silver, bronze.
okay.
Then they have first bronze, which is the person that actually earned the bronze.
Yeah.
Second bronze, third bronze.
Oh, they
fourth-
give- everyone.
Which third bronze?
no.
How can you be the third? So that means even in losing, come on.
You lose.
That's worse than it's just let them be first, second, third. Look, I
them go home.
I did
Even in
Britain's
losing,
Got
you're
Talent. I did Britain's Got Talent, right?
Yeah.
I was 0.02% away from coming third. I didn't come third. They didn't give me anything. Okay, am I still not? I'm alive. I'm thriving.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
good.
Yeah, you are. 100%.
If they give me like a runner-up, also, come on.
The runner up to the runner.
How do you justify melting metal to give to the child that lost everything? Why is he wearing a medal? What are you teaching this child? What are you?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And you know, like there's however,
Oh no.
there's one kid at my daughter's judo that doesn't get on. Like, you know, the boys always try extra hard.
Yeah.
Whenever they're matched up with my daughter because they don't want to lose to a girl,
Oh.
and they still fucking lose. But like, this kid is like, you know, really aggressive, hyper competitive.
Yes.
And the boy took second bronze,
Oh.
which means that out of 5 kids, so he lost to the guy that got the legitimate bronze.
Yeah.
So he's not even a
The
bronze.
first loss
Yeah,
is
he's
the second.
when he was at the podium taking his bronze, I was like this.
Real sportsmanship.
You cannot have a petty fathering.
Real
Listen,
sportsmanship.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are. You need to hold. You know, that guy might grow up to be a monster. He might grow up to be like a world champion
That's
because of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Push, you see,
And then when
look at him framing himself as an inspiration to this
being
child.
interviewed, he's like, I remember that guy.
Yes.
Nabil told me I couldn't do it.
Like he did this.
So I showed him I could do it.
I'm motivated by people who don't like me.
True.
I'm
100%.
motivated by people who hate. It makes me
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
There's a Nigerian politician right now who's He's even made a song, right? That says, I mean, it's in broken English, so I'll say it first. I'll translate.
Yeah.
But it's like he comes out for this meeting, right? And he's talking about all these other politicians that hate him. I say, I think his state beat their state economically.
Okay.
So he came out and said, when they sweet us, they pain them. When they pain them, they sweet us. Then from nowhere, a band comes, they start playing music. As they sweet us, you go they pain them. As they pain them, you go they sweet us. It's now become
A song.
It's basically their anthem. They sing it at every single rally. And it's true. I'll be honest with you, in any sport, anything, I believe it's good to taunt your opponent.
Yeah, 100%.
It's good. I want to make it hurt because one, it's a skill, taunting the enemy, and two, it's motivation. Listen, when I used to play basketball many years ago, I was a good player and I was a brilliant trash talker. Trash talk is very important. Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
You know, I don't be humble.
Yeah.
Be humble when the competition is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be humble, shake hands.
This place is to be humble.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need.
But
you don't really
talk
need-
trash in the lead up.
Nah,
Talk
Yeah.
trash.
It's like
I don't agree. There's no need for that.
No.
There's no need to trash talk.
Yeah, I've seen you
it's
trash talking before.
She does. Do you know what? It's
Yes.
like when you say when you're growing up with your siblings, like
Yeah.
you need to learn.
Yeah, 100%.
You
You
know,
need to get
to be able to defend yourself. Like,
get roasted.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah, I get it. There's levels to trash talk, but you're right. You do need to defend
It's
yourself. You need to-
important.
Yeah.
But it's like
Cocky, man.
I'm not gonna be like, you know what? It's a lie.
I know. She's just trying to be.
I'm thinking about. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Because you know what it is? Yeah, it's that thing of like because like during like elections, right? When I'm going up against somebody, right, and they've like thrown everything at me. Like they've played dirty. I'm talking like throwing all this like things, made things up.
I remember.
Everything at me, right? And then even all of that, I got elected like with a majority landslide. Do you know what I mean? So of course you're gonna be like, you tried it, bitch. You didn't get anywhere. Better luck next time. Do you know what I mean? So of course, like I'm gonna taunt them because they tried to destroy me.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. When it comes to dealing with your enemies,
Yeah.
you have like obviously there's mercy. I'm not saying burn down villages and stuff.
I mean,
I haven't burnt a village down in a long
Yes.
time, and that was the one time, and it was anyway. No, well, when people have been merciless in the way
Yeah.
they deal with you,
All right.
you know, and whatnot, it's okay to gloat a little
Yeah.
bit when you,
100%.
you know.
No,
Yeah.
of course. Of
I believe
course.
that.
We gloat.
You know what? I definitely learned something from you today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this, it makes me feel like it's okay. You know, he made me feel like it's
Absolutely
okay. Because I feel like we're at that stage, like in
It's gonna be like hating
the
101.
world.
Oh, in the
No,
Ville.
it's not hating. Like
No.
where everyone is afraid.
To be themselves.
Yeah, to be themselves and to say like, you know what, you suck. As simple
Yes.
as that, you suck.
Yes, you.
And it's
absolutely-
okay for you.
If
to
you're
suck.
watching this now, I want you to know that you suck.
you suck.
Oh, shit.
But you could be better.
Shit.
Some of
No,
you can't.
no.
Some of you can't. Some
You
of you are
suck.
fifth bronze.
100%.
Just accept it.
No, please.
We're not all special.
No, but it's the truth.
No, but let me tell you this,
And I think
yeah.
that
When
makes
you were sat in that cell, you were fifth bronze, bro.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
was.
100%. And he
Yeah,
takes
what?
that.
Yeah,
He
he
takes
came
that.
up.
I took it.
He
Yeah.
takes that. Like,
There you go.
Take your
he
loss.
didn't take the bronze, but he understands that he was done.
Yeah,
He was-
yeah.
And he worked his way up.
Embrace the suck.
Because I feel
Embrace
like it keeps you maintain like a certain level of
Yeah.
like
This-
reality.
Yeah, you're right.
Every child gets a winner, no child left behind.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, school is competitive.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
fail a class, you repeat the class.
You know what's wild? Like my mom always used to tell me, and I saw it when I went to Somalia. It's like when like the exams are posted on a wall.
Yep.
Everyone's
everybody.
results, like
Yeah.
exactly
Oh,
the grade
yeah.
they got,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
on a wall. Everyone knows what you got.
Yeah, and the girl is like
So
that.
if you failed, the entire school knows you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
mad.
Yep. It's how it should be.
Do you think?
Yeah. We don't need soft people in this world. There's too many.
Ah.
We need
But
to,
don't you think that creates soft people though? Because I feel like because people will start hiding, they'll start like, you know, hiding the truth
Yeah.
because they don't want you to see it.
I don't even
Because
think that.
if
I think
I'm jealous that you got higher than me and like you saw it, like you're gonna start hiding. Like you won't see.
or you
won't
can,
see me
you
no
can,
more.
you know what I think? If you're gonna do that, then provide avenues for kids who aren't academic.
exactly.
You know, there should
Yeah.
be opportunities
Yeah.
in every sphere. Like
Yeah.
I think this is gonna sound so wrong. The Russians got it right.
How?
You can't be saying nice things about the Russians right now.
Oh, I hate when you say that.
It's not politically correct.
No,
Okay.
no. I think the Russians got it right because they had different things you could major in. You could go into sport, military, academics, science, whatnot. You know, you can be a master of sport in Russia, and that is your qualification.
Yeah.
And that could be any sport. It could be chess, it could be judo, it could be boxing, could be anything.
Yeah.
You're a master of sport, or you could go into the sciences, or you could. They provided opportunities, and the state funded everything.
There was no excuses.
Yeah, so that's why if you notice now, even former Soviet countries, have you noticed how they're just efficient at everything?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the countries are corrupt and whatnot, but like, for example, if you work somewhere and there's doctors coming in from Russia, and my father is a doctor who trained in Russia, so you know,
My dad was a pilot that trained in Russia.
Exactly. So you see what I mean? You have to be good at what you do. There's, you know, if you choose to do this, it's free, but you have to. Same thing with like the way China does things. Yeah, it's state funded, it's free, but you better be good.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna put you somewhere else. We're gonna put you to use, right? Now that, you know, in this part of the world where we live, where everything is about consumption and what can everyone do for me, I was like, oh my God, that's not right. Okay, you have the right to just sit down at home and do nothing and tweet stuff at celebrities. No,
I agree.
No, make yourself.
I
useful.
agree.
Make yourself useful.
Big 2022.
Yeah.
If you want to make a career tweeting at celebrities, you do that, love.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do that well.
See how that goes.
You do that well.
see how that goes.
Nah, because those are legit careers. Do you know what I mean? I feel like education, like the thing is, the route to success isn't the conventional like one-way street it is anymore, is it?
Yeah.
I think right now the matrix is broken.
Yeah.
The grand reset is coming, but before that,
the grand reset is coming.
oh, it's coming. It's coming.
But I feel like the matrix has been broken for a minute.
Yeah.
It's been broken for a minute.
The cracks are becoming bigger. Do you watch Stranger Things?
I do.
The portal is becoming bigger. They're about to merge with the Upside Down.
100%. And like, but I think we're in a place now, as a younger generation, like where we're embracing it though. We're embracing that change, and like it's okay to see work as different. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, like this whole concept of like, 4-day working weeks, these kids are soft, they don't want to work hard. Nah, 4-day working week makes sense to me.
Yeah, in some countries with better economies than ours, have 4-day working weeks.
Exactly. It's like it's just the whole concept of like generations don't want to work anymore. Kids are not motivated the same way. Kids are.
But you know
soft.
where that's coming from.
It ain't soft.
You know where's that coming from?
Okay, boomer.
You're the boomer.
We're the same age.
Are we?
Are we
I'm
really?
Nigerian. My age changes depending on
Depending on who
mood.
you're speaking with, yes?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Well, I mean, I understand there is something to be said about, there is something to be said about current generation lacking certain things. Like, there is a lack of drive, I would say. Like, I'm someone who had to mentor a lot of young men.
But that lack of drive comes from
That lack
the
of drive has
generation
always
before.
existed, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like before, and I speak, oh God, I'm going to sound like one of those red pill guys.
Don't do
I speak from the perspective of a man who has had to mentor hundreds of young men. And now in society, we don't have a rite of passage. There's no, like, my father's generation, like, when I speak to my father, when I speak to my uncles, they had things that drove them that, like, they were like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And now, with a lot of the young boys that I speak to, like, remember that influencer is 1 in a million, 1 in 100,000, right? We don't have things now where we have, like, you go to these old English towns, they had like a local football club that everyone supported. And so they had a job centered around that. They would go, they would work, they would look after the club. And then that club would probably be named the Miners or the Moles because they're a mining town and they all worked in that mine. They had a community built around the function and the job that they did.
Yeah.
And it was something that they took pride in.
Yes.
Now, because of instant gratification from social media, which is great for those of us who are monetizing it and making a living out of it. I say those of us, I'm not doing it, but for those who do. But for the majority who are on there, it's an unrealistic life expectancy goal about how to make money. Like, you're seeing the highlights of different people's lives. You're not seeing the lowlights, right?
Yeah.
And that creates a lack of drive, particularly in men. The dopamine that we get from that stops us from going out and doing actual things. So we're seeing less and less. So that, like, look how when was the last time even things like our sports teams here in the UK, generally are becoming shit because there's less people getting up.
Yeah.
It's not like, if you look now, it's the poorer countries that dominate.
Yeah.
There's a reason Russia is dominating MMA.
Yeah.
These are former Soviet countries. There's still that thing of, I need to do this for the collective, do this for my town, do this for my city. There's that drive. Whereas now, everybody wants to be the one person.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree with that, because I think the reality is, like, we live in a world where we're exposed to more things than ever before, right? And therefore, like, the realms of opportunity is bigger. So actually, the reality is like, it is, because
for who?
Let me get there. Sorry. Let me land. Remember Clubhouse. Let me land.
Oh God.
Nah, because the thing is, right? Like say many years ago, like, my parents. Take my parents for example, right? They would be good at this, and then my parents would be like, you should think about these opportunities. These are the routes available to you, right? And they would go down those routes because they don't see anything else beyond that. But now, right? Like, growing up on the age of social media, my siblings are probably going to be worse than this, and my kids are going to be even worse. But it's like, I'm seeing, like, all these different people that look like me doing all these things that I didn't even imagine were possible to do, right? What I'm doing right now, I didn't even know was a job. It was something that you could do. Do you know what I mean? So, like, actually, because I'm seeing more things, there is for me, like, more opportunities, because I'm my eyes are open to different things, right? But here's the difference, right? Where I agree with you on is the fact that, like, when I see their successes, I've seen when they've made it. I'm not seeing the climb to get in there. I'm not seeing the struggle that they've had to put in, the time that they've had to put in, the sacrifices they've had to make to get there. I'm seeing how they got there and how great it looks, right? And I'm looking at it being like, that could be a bit of me. That could be me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And, like, that's a false expectation, that we don't talk about the pain, the struggle, the L's. Do you know what I mean? To get there, but it does still play a very important part.
Okay, but while all of that was happening, we didn't have any drivers for the vans, so they piled up on the streets. So, all I'm saying is, again, I understand.
I mean, you have to be realistic, innit?
Yeah, realistic is, be an influencer, but we needed van drivers. There were no van drivers. Realistic is there's nobody picking fruit on the fields. Realistic is, there's a lot of people out now. Again, this is going to make me sound red pill, but I swear I'm not.
Yeah, we're doing up red pill today.
I'm more purple pill.
When I invited Nabil onto this podcast, I did not think we'd be doing
Yeah, I'm more purple pill. No, so, like, what is that there's less and less people going for certain jobs because they feel that the only jobs that are worth are the ones that are glamorous and require very little work.
No, you're right.
Whereas my father's generation, they didn't judge the job. They thought about the function.
What needs to be done.
Yeah, what needs to be done, and looking after their families. And now, because we live in an age of consumerism where the consumer is the most important, the person with the most ability to consume is the most important. So, like, I'm not saying don't do these things. What I'm saying is there is still honor in doing a regular job.
Yeah.
Well, 100%.
And making, regular amount of money and living a normal life.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm sure there's many people who wish that they had someone in their life that just did that. Yeah. And even
and
on
was
your
content with that as well.
Yeah.
And content with that.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, we have friends that are like that, right? And I sometimes think to myself, like, don't you want more? Don't you want to do more?
That's what I'm saying.
What color is your
Bugatti?
What color is your Bugatti? Sorry.
Don't you want to drive in a Lamborghini? Don't you want to become rich?
Yeah.
And I don't mean, and I'll be honest, I don't mean more in money, but I just mean in terms of, like, don't you want to move from your career? But, like, actually, they're just content.
Yeah.
And, like, finding that level of contentment is
exactly.
huge.
We need those people that are doing the scaffolding. We need those people that are drilling. We need those people that are fishing. We need those people.
Yeah.
So, without them, there can't be someone like me 100%. Doing what I do. And I have the utmost respect for the working class, blue collar, to the, data entry guy. Those people keep this machine moving so we can do what we do. All this equipment was made by people that do the boring stuff. So, yeah.
And that is how Nabil keeps the relationship going. Keep it real. I loved it.
Now, I'm actually glad like you came on, bro, because
I know.
it's been a really good conversation.
It has been.
And I wish we could keep you on for like another couple of more hours.
Yep.
Oh,
But man's a busy man, those stories.
I know.
Charging by the minute.
not me. Yeah. Knock you on the head.
He's not a
Might
cheap
get
geezer.
brown bread. Fucking hell. Oi, oi.
But nah, honestly, bro, first of all, thank you for supporting me when I reached out to you. Like, didn't even hesitate.
Always.
Oh, like, honestly, love that. And can't wait to see you grow and like continue on. And hopefully we'll get you back on the podcast.
Yeah.
Anytime. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank
you so much. Thank you, man. Well, that wraps up our first guest. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. But again, like we always say, please tell us what you thought, what you disagreed with. If there's things that were said that you strongly disagree with, I want to hear it.
Which I'm sure there will be haters.
I mean, absolutely will be, you know what I mean?
But
Vegans
be afraid,
are
haters.
idiots. Vegans are idiots, man. Not natural. And broccoli is a man-made vegetable. It's not good for you.
There you have it. So he's giving you things to definitely disagree with. But come at us.
Gender roles are good.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Peace out.
Maybe not. Take care.